Hey guys, so this is a new what if that I'm going to be doing. Now, it's gonna be about, in total, it's gonna be about about three new what ifs that are gonna be coming out this week, including this one. So it's this one, and it's also going to be, I'm also gonna be uploading, for the Told Spring Break. I'm going to be uploading request videos I'm going to be getting, but also the videos I'm going to be on my top of my list is what if Deku was in the MCU. That's a request I got a couple days ago. What if Deku was Red Hood Part 3, and also what if Deku had the Omnitrix Part 8. And I also will be uploading what if Deku was a speedster Part 1 tomorrow. Oh no, not tomorrow because I'm going to be babysitting, but maybe tonight. So yeah, guys. So basically, yeah. So let's get into the video. Basically, guys, I went on, community. I texted a community, email, YouTube. No one really responded, or at least I don't think anyone responded. The time this video is recorded. But yeah, basically, I thought really hard about it, and I'm actually going to be giving Deku brothers in this what if. I was originally going to do and make Deku, be a single child with all the personalities and have all the souls of the Ninja Turtles inside of him, including the new one, the new female Ninja Turtle. But I think I should make Deku have multiple brothers. Now Deku will have, personalities of all of them combined, being technically the fifth brother, because this isn't really their brother. They literally just did a blood transfusion with a random woman that was dying. So yeah, so basically Deku's going to be Deku this female Ninja Turtle in the picture, the yellow bandana one, will not be in the what if. If you guys want it to be in the what if, probably. But yeah, this is not be what if. Deku will be taken her place. Pretty much Deku will be the fifth brother of the Ninja Turtles. Now basically Deku is born being the Deku being the ancestor, or the soul spirit of the turtle that actually died in the whole entire birth of Deku, and Ninja Turtles having birth. Because the Ninja Turtles, have to remember, they were originally born by, a normal turtle. They were normal turtles before they got injected with ooze, or, splashed with ooze. Basically, Deku would be a part of that litter of, one turtle wasn't dropped into the sewers. It was actually one turtle that was, that got almost clogged in between the edges of the sewers, pipes, and the boy, found out that Deku, or like the turtle that he dropped, didn't fall through the sewer. So he grabbed that turtle and pretty much cared for it until it died, and we skip about 50 years when Quirk started to appear in the world. Now basically, after 50 years of, Ninja Turtles fighting the Shredder and Foot Clan, and the Ninja Turtles seemingly killing the Shredder for real, disintegrating him in a space mission. So pretty much, winning. So after those, the Ninja Turtles, disband, and Donnie actually went up in the world, and after quirks started to appear, they had normal lives because they just said they had quirks. So Mikey got his own pizza business called Mikey's Pizza. Yeah, I'm gonna go like that. And Leo opened up his own dojo that was pretty big and also focused on ninja. But Leo didn't really teach them, real ninja skills that would actually kill somebody. Skills that would hurt somebody or defend themselves. Not teaching them, real ninja skills that he learned from Master Splinter. So Raphael, he started his own boxing place, and actually scratch that. Raphael actually became a vigilante. Donnie became a scientist, and basically that's basically it. Basically, Leo, Raphael, and Mikey are actually part-time pro heroes. At the same time, Donnie is just a scientist, sometimes a vigilante. But yeah, so basically Raphael's mostly just a vigilante and a pro hero as well. So I'm gonna say Raphael's a pro hero in this wave, and still, tries to become a vigilante hero. Basically, Raph's vigilante name is basically just Raphael, his full name. So basically, Deku is born relatively the same, having the soul of one of the Ninja Turtles, that weren't mutated in his body. Basically, Deku being born with a turtle-like quirk. Now, Deku's turtle-like quirk was pretty weird. Now, Deku was born a mutated turtle, like the Ninja Turtles, but also being given the quirk to be like a Ninja Turtle. Now, basically, Deku was, well, Ninja Turtle. Now, basically, Deku is going to basically be about the same height as Leo or Mikey, but not Raph or Donnie. So yeah, the Deku, pretty much it's a pretty good understanding of what his quirk is. Now, Deku was born with a very weakened quirk, a weakened version of his quirk before it started manifesting, or before it was exposed to mutagen. But basically, Deku is born with a quirk that would later in the what if be enhanced upon by some accidental goo, blood transfusion with his long lost brother. Now, basically, Inko is actually going to be related to Ninja Turtles, so Deku's basically going to be the grandson of the Ninja Turtles. Basically, Ninja Turtles have lived for a long time, and since they're turtles and they're also mutated, they can live for a pretty long time before they actually start to age in this what if. So pretty much Ninja Turtles just look like they're in their 30s or their 30s or their 60s. I don't know, the 30s or their 40s. So basically, Deku basically is going to be the biological great grandson of Mikey. Now Mikey basically, had an old fling with a lizard girl doing the whole entire quirk thing. And basically that lizard girl, ran off not wanting to bother Mikey because she didn't want to tell Mikey that she was pregnant. Basically, she had, a child. Then that child didn't get the turtle quirk, and his powers were overrun by the lizard quirk. So he didn't get any of his father's, DNA or any of his quirks. So basically, he, pretty much moved on and married Inko. They had a kid, and since he carried on, Mikey's gene, Deku got, Ninja Turtle DNA. Basically having a little bit of mutagen in him as well, because, Mikey's blood, all their blood is filled with mutagen because, that's the thing that made them special. So basically, Deku is raised, and, as pretty much, a normal quirked kid. And basically, Deku's quirk didn't manifest until Deku was about 10 years old. But for now, Deku had a latent power of his quirk. Deku had green skin, scaly patches on his shoulders, knees, and elbows. And Deku also had 4 fingers. Deku also had a very scaly spine, like, that line back down your back, that's where your spine is. It's basically just, really thick scales there. And Deku also has green emerald eyes like in canon. And also Deku has a turtle-like face features. And Deku also has, 4 toes in total, but 2 toes on each foot. So yeah, basically Deku, pretty much goes through life. I mean, pretty good. Now basically, Deku, is bullied just a little bit. But Deku's quirk in physical, or, power-wise, Deku was about 2 times stronger than the average human at his age, and that would be about 4 years old. So he was about as strong as a 10-year-old, and a 10-year-old is pretty stronger than a 4-year-old, obviously. Deku also was incredibly athletic, like straight up Spider-Man, agility, Daredevil agility, and a little bit of Batman in there. Pretty much he was like super athletic that he could dodge a bullet. Now Ninja Turtles are biologically really inhumanly fast because, they're mutated. Basically, if you haven't seen the TMNT 2013-2016 TV show, you should notice this, but one episode they were fighting a bunch of thugs that got the powers from some, Japanese gods that had the powers of elements. One of them had the element of storms or lightning, and one of them shot a lightning bolt at Leo. Leo dodged it casually in the background, but still, that's a lot of speed to dodge a freaking lightning bolt or a thunder. So pretty much, or electricity. Pretty much, they said, the god said the thug had the powers of, a normal storm. or a bad storm. So basically Leonardo dodged a lightning bolt or electricity fast as normal lightning in a thunderstorm, and casually. He didn't even break a sweat. It didn't even look like he was really trying hard. He should have dodged it, doing like a whole entire somersault over it in a matter of seconds. Now, that's a lot of speed to dodge a lightning bolt. And also, I'm pretty sure Ninja Turtles have cut through bullets once. And Mikey's fast enough to make a shield to block lasers and bullets with his nunchucks. That's a lot of hand coordination and a lot of speed to be putting in just your arms. So yeah, so very much Deku is naturally just strong. Naturally incredibly fast because Mikey, if you want to debate about it, is the fastest Ninja Turtle. Come on, let's be real. How can you make a whole entire shield out of nunchucks? I want to see you guys get a nunchuck and make a shield strong enough to block something. Like, I don't know, a bottle or something, I don't know. Basically, something that you can actually do that won't kill you. So don't try, yeah, so basically, yeah, Ninja Turtles are incredibly fast for being mutated turtles. So basically, Deku has a boatload of agility. I mean, like, out of this world. And a boatload of speed. Deku also has a healing factor, but like, not a Wolverine type of thing. Ninja Turtles do have healing factors a little bit, but not enough to regrow limbs or anything like that. So basically, Deku will be able to heal from cuts, bruises, and broken bones about 5 times faster than a normal human. So yeah, so basically, Deku also will be able to take a pretty good beating before his skin starts to break or his, and also Deku, I'm going to make Deku's spine, since of the quirk mutation, I'm going to make Deku's shell as thick as titanium. So it's pretty, hard to scratch or cut. So Deku knows if he's fighting someone strong, if they even crack his shell, because they have to be punching through titanium, basically, to make a dent in Deku's shell. So yeah, so basically, Deku also, I'm pretty sure this is like a scientific thing. If the turtles don't have their shells, you know, moisturized or, I don't know, wet for a long time, they start to itch really bad. So I'm gonna say Deku has to do that a lot. He has to take like a bottle of water and put it down his shell, or like his, no, not until his quirk starts to manifest a little bit more and he gets his shell. But yeah, so before Deku gets his shell, that's the only powers he has. He has crazy agility, a small time healing factor, and as 5 times stronger than the average person his age as he grows up. But when he grows up, Deku's gonna be about 10 times stronger than the average human. So yeah, so basically, Deku goes through life and pretty much saying that he has a pretty cool quirk, but still being bullied because he looks kind of ugly. Now, basically, Deku doesn't know the half of it because he's gonna get a lot more ugly. So basically, Deku is pretty much friends with Bakugo for the meantime. But when they're in the forest, or the jungle, I mean the forest, or the woods, adventuring, Deku actually, is walking around and pretty much, branches off from the rest of the group. Deku branches off for the rest of the group, and pretty much he's walking around. He sees some sort of tortoise in like the pond, and pretty much, tries to pet it. Pretty much Deku, being curious, walks into the pond, and, starts, look at the tortoise. Now, this tortoise was, a normal tortoise, wasn't a snappy turtle or anything like that, it was just a tortoise. So basically, and this pond was, like, really, short. It wasn't like he couldn't carry anything, bigger than a tortoise. So basically, Deku was, just looking at the tortoise, and, tapping its shell, or, caressing its shell. So Deku walked off, not trying to get lost from the rest of the group, and walking out of the pretty much pond. Deku started walking off, and eventually Deku bumps into some sort of animal. Deku looks back up because he did bump and then he fell on his back. Deku looks up and gets back up on his feet, and he sees a freaking crocodile in front of him. Deku's freaking confused because there's not supposed to be crocodiles in Japan where they're at right now. So basically, Deku's confused and starts running off, but he's not fast enough, and the crocodile bites Deku's back, or bites his, you know, waist. Pretty much, biting into Deku's, stomach, almost ripping him apart until his quirk, or more of his quirk, activates to the full limits in, a dying situation, and Deku's shell appears and grows outwards from his body, pushing the, crocodile's jaw open and pretty much bursting the crocodile's jaw into killing it. Deku falls on his back and pretty much gets back up. I'm gonna tell you now. Deku basically looks like, for now, Deku was transformed into a Ninja Turtle, and pretty much Deku looks like basically the Kid Ninja Turtles from the 2008 TV show. Now, you don't know what that is. I'm gonna show you. So yeah, guys. So basically, Deku, pretty much has this type of shell, or looks like this. Now, Deku's legs are a lot more, a little bit more skinnier, but yet again, Deku looks like the 2003 actually Baby Ninja Turtles. So yeah, so basically, Deku, goes back to, the rest of the group, pretty much walking towards them. They say, I'm pretty much, running away from Deku, and Bakugo saying, what happened to you, Deku? Pretty much, having a face of disgust on him, but also getting warmed up, because, Deku starts explaining what happened. Basically, they go to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor says that Deku has a latent mutation quirk that was manifesting itself at birth, but now is fully, transformed. Now, basically, Deku, thinks this is actually cool, and now Deku knows how strong his shell is. Pretty much, the doctor is saying, how much crocodile bites, and saying that Deku broke his jaw between and cracked it off and killed the crocodile as it was biting into his stomach. Deku's shell is pretty strong. Pretty much they test it before Deku gets told by the, doctors, and pretty much they test Deku's shell, and pretty much they shoot bullets at it, breaks it with, katanas, and stabs it, all sorts of stuff, and they can't find how to break his shell. They say it's about, estimating, they say it's about as strong as, him. Now, guys, you're probably wondering, it is a time gap between this video. This is a time gap of 2 days, actually. So, yeah, guys, so this video will be split up in 2 separate parts. This is the second part. So, guys, stay back, and let's get into the video. Now, guys, basically, let's get into it. Basically, Deku is going to be born relatively the same. Now, Deku's going to be born about, sorry guys. Since there's a time gap, I don't have my script anymore, and also, I'm kind of loose on the video. Now, I remember, I'm going to leave off where my past self left off, right when Deku was getting explained by the doctors how strong his shell is. They said his shell is estimating about as strong as titanium. Now, basically, Deku says that's pretty strong, and pretty much he pretty much yells up in the seat and says, I'm going to be a great hero. Pretty much, doing some fist punching and jumping up into the air. Now, the doctors say Deku will get some, discrimination because he's, a mutant turtle. Now, basically, Deku goes back to school the next week, and basically, Deku starts getting bullied by, the other kids. Deku, is angry by this, but he just walks off. Basically, Deku, goes home after a couple weeks of... When Deku going back home after a couple weeks of being bullied by the kids at school, Deku decides to basically ask his mom about his family. His mom is happy for this, and pretty much does a history about how Deku's parents were the greatest heroes in the world. Now, in this universe, the Ninja Turtles were actually the first heroes ever in this world, before Quirk started to appear. Pretty much explaining that the Ninja Turtles were the most famous heroes in the world. 50 years after they introduced themselves and became the famous heroes, Quirk started to appear. And then they emerged into the world, and they have normal lives because they didn't have reasons to be heroes anymore, because there's going to be more heroes in the world. So, a lot of your, uncles started businesses and also started other traits. But one of the Ninja Turtles are your grandfather, but none of us know which one is. So basically, Deku's confused and pretty much says, "So I can meet my grandfather. All I gotta do is, well, find him." And basically, Inko says, "Yeah," and says, gives Deku Raphael's number, or gives Deku Raphael's cell, and we do a little time skip about. No, sorry guys. Inko takes Deku to Raphael's house. Inko takes Raphael to his house, and Raphael is sitting in his penthouse, in on his couch, going through his phone. He gets a phone number. He gets a ding dong on his phone, like you know, his phone. I mean, his doorbell rings. Raphael immediately flips up out of his couch and pretty much sprints towards the door, opens it, and picks up Deku and says, "What's up, little kid? What's up, little buddy?" And pretty much play play fighting with him. Pretty much being a typical uncle. Now basically he asks Inko why is he here, and pretty much Inko says, "I want you to train him. He's getting bullied at school, and I really just want him to be prepared." Now basically Raphael says, "So does he have any powers of ours?" Now, pretty much, Inko says, "Look for yourself." Pretty much, Raphael sees that Deku looks like them as Deku looks like looks like a Ninja Turtle, or looks like them, looks like Raphael when he was younger, or he looks more like Donnie. He looks more like He looks more like Mikey when he was younger. Looks exactly like him actually. Now, basically, Raph goes towards Deku and says, "Let's train you, little kid." Now, do a time skip about a week or two. No, scratch that, like 2 months. And Deku has learned a lot from Raphael. Deku has mastered the size, and Deku also has mastered other weapons, like the wooden size and all other sorts of stuff. Now, he also mastered, ninja claws, and also he has a couple of he has custom built finger knuckles, or metal brasses on his knuckles. And Deku does attain a red bandana from Raphael as a gift, and gives Deku his own size that are antique replicas of Raphael's size from his young days. But here, Raphael's still a pro hero, and he still is fighting crime. So Raphael tells Deku to stay safe, and also be, well, strong. Now, basically, Deku did learn a couple of techniques and a couple of rage. Pretty much, Deku did get a little bit of about 5% of Raphael's rage and anger, and untapped potential. Now, Deku is going to get a lot angrier more quicker, because Deku is going to be influenced by Raphael. But Deku is also, after the 2 months of training from Raphael, Deku goes back to school, and pretty much Deku goes to school. Bakugo tries to bully Deku one time, and pretty much throws an explosion at Deku the first time in his life. Deku dodges it, and pretty much throws a huge punch towards Bakugo's face, sending him back. Sending, Bakugo back. Deku gets back up in his position, and pretty much gets a couple of fists in order. He goes for punch to punch at Bakugo, not letting Bakugo get a breath in, and pretty much kicking him into the wall. Deku gets on his opponent, and pretty much about to straight up in Bakugo right then and there. But Inko yells out Deku's name because they were fighting near the bus stop. Deku runs towards Inko and says he's bullying me, and pretty much they just drive off. Now, because this was early, not a lot of people were there, and also the cameras didn't see anything. So Bakugo was just saying that Deku was beating on him, but Deku's Bakugo's lackeys weren't paying attention, and no one saw what happened to Bakugo. So basically, Bakugo was just saying that Deku beat him up, but with no proof. And Deku refused it, saying that I didn't beat him up. And pretty much Bakugo got angry by this. Now, Bakugo and Deku's relationship got really torn apart, and Bakugo really hated Deku. Deku hated Bakugo too, and pretty much, focused more on his training and learning how to use the size more proficiently. Now we do a time skip about when Deku's about 13. Now Deku's 13 at this point, and Deku goes, to ask his mom, "Can I get more training?" Now basically Deku, is driven to Leo's house, and Leo basically says, "What's up, little kid? What's up, little man?" So basically, Leo, says, "What's up, little buddy?" And pretty much, gives him, a hug. Inko tells, Leo that, "I want you to train him, and I just want you to, give him a little motivation." I think Raphael put a dent on him, and he's getting he's more angrier than he originally was when he was a sweet little boy. So basically, Leo, nods to this and says, "Okay, Inko, I'll take care of him for 2 months. Actually, scratch that, 3 months, because I'm gonna teach him everything I know, and I'm gonna teach him a little bit of more skills that I'm learning from the old notes and letters and scrolls that Splinter had." So basically, Leo teaches Deku. Now, Splinter isn't dead, okay? Splinter's still alive, and Deku will be taught by Splinter at the end of his training until he goes, but when he goes to UA, before he goes to UA. So basically, Deku gets trained by, Leo, and basically getting, taught in the ways of a ninja, focusing more on, stealth, and mastering the katanas and shurikens, and also mastering a couple other weapons like the, what you call it, the Harika, or that ancient healing tactic that Leo used in the 2013 or 2016 Ninja Turtle, TV show when he was fighting Karai, mutated Karai. So basically, that healing technique. Deku learns that, and he doesn't master it, but he does learn it enough to do it, twice or once a day. So Deku also learns, in the same techniques and fighting skills as Leo, and pretty much comes with mini him, giving Deku a blue bandana. Deku painted it around his arm and having the red bandana still on his face. So Deku goes home after the 3 months of him being trained by Leo, and Deku goes back to school because Deku goes back to school. Now, basically, guys, you're probably wondering if Deku's taking off months from school. Now, Deku's not taking off months from school. After school, Deku goes to Leo's house and then gets trained. So Deku's not missing school. So basically, Deku goes back to school after the training, like normal, and pretty much, walks in the class. Bakugo's still giving Deku the death stare and pretty much getting taught, some learning about heroes and all other sort of stuff. We skip about a couple of years, and Deku's about 15. Deku's already been taught a couple of ninja skills from Donnie, and also Deku has been taught a couple of ninja skills from Mikey. Deku has found out that Mikey is his father, or his grandfather, and Mikey has, pretty much given that role, hasn't, accepted that role, but just treats Deku like, a equal, because he's not really his son. He's not his son, but he is, his grandchild. So basically, Mikey, tells Deku that, he's gonna be okay, and pretty much, well, taking him on the trips, all sorts of stuff. And on 10th art training, Deku meets up at a old sewer place where the original hideout, the original, lair of the Ninja Turtles were. They go in there and they see that it's still intact. Not a lot of roaches or any type of animals are infested this. It's literally in the same perfect area it was. Now basically they teach Deku a couple of tactics and they get interrupted when Splinter walks in the room. They're confused and says Splinter was supposed to be in China, not in Japan. And basically he says, "Hello, my sons. Hello, my grandchild." No, pretty much my great-great-grandchild. Because technically, Splinter is the adopted father of the Ninja Turtles. So basically, he, takes Deku in and trains him for the remainder of the last 9 months. The last, the last 5 months they have. Because the first 5 months, they're being taught by, they're being taught by, Deku's being taught by all four of his brothers in all sorts of techniques. Now, Deku has mastered all of the Ninja Turtles weapons including the bow staff, the nunchucks, the katana size, and all sorts of other weapons that the Ninja Turtles used daily. And Deku also learning how to use the karakai, whatever, like the one-sided nunchuck, don't know what it's called. And pretty much Deku learning a couple other weapons, learning how to use smoke bombs from Mikey, and all sorts of other weapons. Now Deku isn't a pure master of the bow staff, but Deku's skilled enough to, hold his fight with the bow staff. Now basically Deku knows how to use a bow staff, and basically think using, normal techniques that bow staff master can use, but not knowing the complicated, finger twirling and, super enhanced, bow staff skills that Donnie has over the years. But Donnie still trains Deku a little bit alongside Splinter, making him learn a lot more about the bow staff. Deku also learning that he can use anything as a weapon, and anything in the hands of a true shinobi or a true ninja can be used as a weapon, even a simple walking stick. So basically, Deku, gets taught by Splinter the same way Leo did, and Raph being taught how to, channel his emotions into one. So basically, Deku has mastered the nunchucks, the katanas, bow staff, and also the and also the size. So basically, Deku at this point has learned all the ninja skills that he needs to learn. And basically, Deku looks like these ninjas when he grows up. He looks like these Ninja Turtles when he grows up. Let me show you a little inaccurate. He looks like the Ninja Turtle pictures I've shown you so far. So he looks like this, or something like that. Something like this. Now, Deku is built like Leonardo. He's not short like Mikey, but he is like Leonardo. He's, toned, but skinny, but not too skinny like Donnie, and not too bulky like Raph, or not too, small like, what was it? Mikey. So he's like the right, body type for a Ninja Turtle. He's Leonardo's body type. Now, even though Deku is the biological grandchild of Mikey, Deku still has the genes of the Ninja Turtles, other Ninja Turtles, because they are their uncles. So basically, they do Deku. I did explain how Deku, is about 10 times stronger than an average human at his age. So Deku is about 16 at this point, and Deku has been taught the full capabilities that he can be taught. Now Deku needs a lot more, mental training, but physical and hand coordination and weapons using, Deku has been taught everything. So Deku goes to UA and basically goes into class. Deku goes to UA, enters exams, and gets in pretty easily. Now Deku does bump into a certain girl. I'm gonna call Deku bumps into Froppy, and pretty much Froppy says sorry, and pretty much Deku says it's okay. Now basically Deku walks off, and now guys, you know what? I'm gonna be choosing this ship. Deku's gonna be shipped with Froppy because I just feel like you guys are already gonna calm it down. Deku should be shipped with Froppy. Now Deku's gonna be shipped with Froppy because they both have they both have reptile quirks. Basically, Deku walks in the UA, pretty much having the Ninja Turtle outfit, like the straps, the bandages, and the bandanas. Now, Deku was given another bandana that was going to be given to the fifth Ninja Turtle. Deku was given a aqua bandana. Yeah, basically Deku looks like this. So Deku basically has the same outfit as Mikey here, but with the strap across the chest, upward, kind of like how Deku basically has Leo straps, but also has, only has, Mikey's, bandages, hands, and knee pads, and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, basically, Deku has a aqua bandana, Leo straps, and basically just has the bod of, Leo. But Deku has the skin tone of Mikey. So, yeah. So, basically, Deku walks in the intro exams and gets started. Now, Deku doesn't have any of his weapons on him, but he did, he was able to bring his nunchucks with him, using his, grandfather's, weapon, basically feeling proud of his heritage. Deku gets ready. Now Deku will be saying that he's the grandson of the very first heroes in the world, the Ninja Turtles. Basically, Leo is gonna be teaching a certain point in UA, and basically Deku, walks into UA and walks in the class one. Deku, pretty much we skip past the entrance exams. Now Deku basically for the past entrance exams, Deku does run away, not saving Ochaku, but Deku for the remaining getting his points up, Deku does does slam his shell into robots, jumping on top of them, pulling out wires in their bodies, and also punching them as hard as he can, making dents in their chest, pushing them into walls, knocking them out, or destroying them, and using his nunchucks to swing their heads off clean. And Deku gets a pretty good score altogether and gets a simple score to get the most points. Now Deku gets in the UA easily and goes into class 1A after getting the note from UA that he got in. Deku has a little celebration. Deku has a little celebration and a pizza party with his uncles and his mom and dad, and basically having celebrating, drinking some Coca-Cola, and going to Ma's Pizza to celebrate. Basically, they go back to they go back to I'm sorry, as Deku goes to UA the next day, walks into class 1A, and sees Bakugo there. Deku gets angry at this, and basically about to get up and run towards Bakugo. But now basically let me explain how Deku will be wearing his UA outfit. Now Deku will have the UA jacket, but not the shirt. So he'll just have the jacket, you know, supersized to fit over his shell. Deku will also have the UA pants, but just fitted into shorts. And Deku will also just have the UA tie, but it's just gonna be one of Deku's bandanas fitted it into a tie, and one of those bandanas is gonna be a purple bandana. So basically, Deku walks in there, still having his aqua bandana on there, just walking in there. Now Deku still has his Mikey straps on, and doesn't have his strap on with Leo. So basically, Deku walking in there. Man, scratch that. Deku doesn't wear the UA outfit. The UA outfit doesn't know. The EUA doesn't know how to give him, a UA outfit. So they basically just make Deku, just wear a UA sticker or UA patch on his front shell. So Deku in this, it just looks like this. Just looks like this. So yeah. So basically Deku walks in there. He walks and sits down after looking at giving Bakugo the death stare, and Bakugo giving him the death stare. Now basically, they walk in there. Deku sits down, and pretty much they get told by Aizawa after Aizawa walks in class. Before Aizawa walks in the class, Deku did start flirting with Frobby a little bit, but Aizawa walks into class 1A and explains to the class they're doing quirk assessments, and they get up and go outside. They go outside. Basically, Deku goes into a sports outfit. Deku's sports outfit isn't anything special. It's basically just a scar. Deku basically just has the UA sports symbol just patched onto the front side of his shell. Deku is gonna wash his shell off and get the paint off of it. But yeah, so basically Deku gets in his. You know what? Deku ain't gonna be wearing any type of UA outfit. Deku's just gonna be wearing his Ninja Turtle outfit, or your Ninja Turtle straps. Now, he's not really naked because, his shell is kind of like his clothing. So, yeah. So, basically, Deku goes out there in his, shell outfit, basically walking in there. Not really changing it at all because he doesn't have to change because, they can't make any clothing for Deku, except they can't make Deku clothing of either from, giving him baggy or something like that. Making it baggy. So basically Deku gets ready, and pretty much Deku gets into his sports outfit. Sorry guys, let me do this a little bit of. So guys, I did a little bit of searching, and I know that Ninja Turtles can wear clothes without looking them baggy. Now Deku is gonna be wearing a UA outfit, and also gonna be wearing a Deku's gonna be wearing a UA outfit, but with no shoes because, turtle feet, and stuff like that. So for the whole entire, thing with what you call it, the sports, suit, the sports suit. Basically, Deku gets into a sports outfit, and gets ready. So basically, they get ready, and Deku throws the ball first. Deku throws the ball using his mutated turtle strength, like his other brother, like his other, uncles, throwing it pretty far, getting a pretty good score. Now, basically, for the long jump, Deku aces it because, turtle ninja speed. Deku gets a pretty good score in the race because, Mikey is the fastest Ninja Turtle and Deku is the biological grandson of Mikey. For the grip test strength, Deku gets a pretty good score being taught in physical endurance from, Leo and Raph. So basically, Deku gets a pretty good score getting second place. Now, first place goes to Todoroki, and third place goes to Bakugo. Now, basically, that gets a pretty good score altogether, and also Moneta, that pervert, gets expelled. So if you guys like Moneta, fight me. Just kidding, guys. But yeah, so basically, if you don't like Moneta, you don't know what to say. If you want Moneta to be in the what if, just ask, and I'll bring him in, and I do some sort of, I don't know, like they're testing and you ask the students to see if they would be sad for, what's that? I don't know, guys. If you want, you know, sorry guys, I was just reading my script a little bit more intuitive because that time skip I did a couple minutes ago, I wrote a script real quick. So yeah, so basically, as I don't know, guys, if you want, you know, Mineta to be in the what if, just ask, but most likely he won't be. Doesn't matter how much he's, comment, but yeah. So basically, yeah, so Deku goes back to home. Deku goes back home, and I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. So, after this video, by the time this video uploads, I will be uploading What If Deku Was Red Hood Part 3 or Part 4. And I also will be uploading What If Deku Was a Speedster, and also What If Deku was, whatchamacallit. And also What If Deku was, well, in the MCU. Now guys, see you guys later. Bye, and as always, have a blessed day.